What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to another Peacemaker episode recap and review, this time for episode 5, entitled Monkey Dory. Now, if you guys are enjoying Peacemaker along the way and are enjoying my chats, let me know by liking this video. It's the best way to support the channel, and it does spread these videos out to those that aren't subscribed. And if you yourself aren't subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe and bell notification today, as I do break down these episodes every week and give you guys my finer points of the episodes, what I liked, what I didn't like, what possibly could come from episode 6, and so much more. So once again, if you guys are fans of Peacemaker, let me know by liking the video. All right, let's just get directly into this episode, guys. So this episode does start out as we now know that Adebayo is Amanda Waller's daughter, the infamous Amanda Waller from the Suicide Squad films, and she is asking Adebayo, did she plant the Peacemaker diary yet? So this is something that they constructed, that they made up, that's probably going to lead to Peacemaker getting locked up or in trouble or some kind of incriminating information. I don't know. Time will tell. All right, now like in classic Peacemaker episodes before this one, we get an amazing table scene where literally a table scene, not a table read or anything like that, but it definitely seemed improv at times as we got Peacemaker versus Economos. Everyone's talking shit to everyone, but Economos and Peacemaker are really going at it. Peacemaker has now found out that Economos has set up Peacemaker's father to take the fall, which leads him now in jail, and Peacemaker ain't having it. Racist dad or not, Peacemaker ain't having it, and they're definitely throwing jabs at each other back and forth. I thought it was an awesome scene, some great dialogue, clever once again from the amazing James Gunn. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that scene down in the comments below. As you guys remember, in the last episode, Vigilante went at the Aryan Nation as well as trying to eliminate the White Dragon, which was unsuccessful. Now we have a scene with Detective Song and Fitzgibbons interrogating, or pretty much just interviewing, Augee, Peacemaker's father, about possibly being wrongfully accused. Augee is like, I had nothing to do with this. My son let me know that his crew set me up. Just check the fingerprints. And then they proceed to do a fingerprint scan on Augee, which does lead to the confirmation that Augee said it ain't him. It wasn't him at the scene. Next up, I thought it was a really cool scene. We get a truck crew scene. I like to just call these crew scenes because it's a gang either in a restaurant, in their headquarters, in a truck. It's usually just banter back and forth that is really memorable. And I think these are just real-time events that are happening. We keep cutting back and forth to either the detectives or the Peacemaker and his crew, and we're just jumping back and forth once again in real time. But this banter, I think, is important because this is definitely James Gunn Peacemaker style. This is the style that we've been force-fed through these episodes, and it's starting to really grow on me. And I think if you like Peacemaker, the episodes up until now, you'll be accustomed to scenes like this. So I thought it was another great scene where we get to see, finally, Peacemaker and Economos kind of bonding over music, over a band called Hanoi Rocks, which I had to look up to see if it was an actual real band. It is a real hair band, a rock metal band, whatever. And that's awesome because if you also notice through these episodes, they give real names of real people, not fiction at all whatsoever. Even earlier in the episode when they are arguing at the table, Peacemaker says to Economos, you could have chose anybody. He starts naming, Michael B. Jordan, Will Ferrell, famous celebrities that we all know. And he just goes off on a list for a couple of minutes. And it's actually really, really hysterical. All right, so next up, I thought it was a really awesome scene. Peacemaker and crew follow up with the Glantai Bottling Company, the car that was left on the last Butterfly. Well, in the first episode that we got to see that awesome epic battle that Peacemaker did have with that female Butterfly, which was an awesome, awesome opening to the Peacemaker franchise that we are now getting. And they're following up with this distribution warehouse or facility, whatever it is huge. And they do find out that this is where they are storing the nutrients for distribution of the butterflies. And it's kind of like in a gooey jar. And this is the hub. This is the facility, once again, that houses all the nutrients for every single butterfly. At least that's what they say. At this moment, we really don't know how many butterflies there are. We saw on a screen that looked like thousands. It could have been tens of thousands. It could have been millions. But once again, that warehouse scene was awesome as we get to see the Peacemaker X-ray vision helmet in action, and he goes in guns blazing, just blowing people's heads apart as he gets to see who's being infested by these butterflies. It freaks Adebayo out, but he is full 80s action guy at this point. I thought it was an awesome scene, especially at the end where there's a horde of butterflies kind of trying to break in and kill Harcourt and Vigilante, and Peacemaker pulls out a grenade strapped to a Russian bomb, throws it, and Adebayo and Peacemaker go flying in the air in a slow motion action 80s fashion. It was awesome. I couldn't have asked for more. All right, next up, another awesome scene. Does it make sense? Absolutely not. But we find out that butterflies can infest and infect animals as well as humans, and we get to see a infected gorilla. But I mean, yeah, we're expanding the butterfly universe even more. It's crazy. All of this stuff is just crazy, but it's so cool. It's like at this point, you don't even care. You've checked your mind at the door, but it was awesome to see everyone fighting a gorilla, especially Peacemaker. He got the gorilla in a headlock at one point. I was like, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. If you guys are fans of just wackiness, video games or whatever, I think you guys will definitely appreciate and love that scene, especially since we get to see the kill of the gorilla done by Economos. Something that Vigilante was definitely envious of, where in the beginning of that scene, he pulls out a chainsaw and he wants to use it. The crew lets him know, we don't need all of that. Yet, lo and behold, Economos of all people uses it on the gorilla in an awesome, just slicing up scene from the back. Once again, I thought it was an awesome scene. If you guys did too, let me know in the comments below. Which then leads to another awesome and important scene in real time. Once again, this is all real time. I've noticed this episode feels more real time than any other episode. Not to mention, these episodes are directed by different people, not only just James Gunn and Jody Hill. We get some other people along the way. This one's also directed by Rosemary Rodriguez, who also awesomely directed episodes of Jessica Jones and The Walking Dead. So once again, awesome warehouse scene, a lot of cool action kills, the team kind of coming together once again, leading to another great scene back in the truck. This time they're all covered in blood, all splattered from the gorilla and other foes they killed around them. But we get a victory scene, which I thought was awesome because it's kind of the first time that we get to see Harcourt smile. And that just warmed my heart. I mean, you kind of get invested in these characters being, having these hardened characteristics. And when you see that being broken, the mold being broken, it's awesome to see, and we get to see that she does smile, and she even pulls out her cell phone and takes a picture in the moment like a real human being. And I really thought that was awesome and important because, once she's starting to connect with these characters, then they're going to pull the rug, I'm sure, out from under our feet. And we're going to be in desperation mode in the next couple of episodes where some of our main characters might not make it out alive in these situations coming up. All right, next up, we're back to Detective Song, where she is definitely not having it, as Murns does insert a fake chief to tell Detective Song that, hey, you know what? You're not a forensic specialist. White Dragon is our main guy. That's why he is staying in jail. Song ain't having it. So what does she do? She goes to her uncle, aptly named Judge Judy, and asks for his help in obtaining a search warrant to Peacemaker's house. We then end off this episode as we get to see that Adebayo and Peacemaker, something I've wanted to see from the beginning, kind of grow closer together as Adebayo does start offering some personal advice to Peacemaker, and he definitely appreciates that, as no one's really told him to break the mold of this Peacemaker character and Chris Smith. Kind of put your guard down, put yourself out there, and people will respect you more. But we see that that's possibly only a ruse, as she does plant the Peacemaker journal, and she does leave, and she's emotionally upset about her decision. She does call her wife and let her know that this job is fucking her up, and you could definitely see it. And that being said, it leads her to not being able to sleep, where she does head back to her headquarters, puts on Peacemaker's helmet, the X-ray vision helmet, and once she did that and Murns was in the other room, I knew she was going to uncover the truth. She does. She looks directly at Murns and sees that he has a butterfly in his head. He goes after her, attacks her. She falls in the street, and that's where we end our episode. I don't know what's going to happen from this. I can only hope and assume that someone else from the Peacemaker squad is going to show up to defend her, to help her out. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear predictions for the next episode, episode 6. And if you guys did enjoy episode 5 and my recap and review, let me know by liking the video. It's the best way to support the channel, and it does spread these videos out to those that aren't subscribed. And if you yourself aren't subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe and bell notification today, as I'll be back next Thursday to break down episode 6 of Peacemaker, recap and review. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. I'm gone. Till next episode. Peace.